and welcome to another video lesson, this time about volume of solids. At the end of this video lesson, we will be able to derive the formulas and find the volume of polyhedrons and non-polyhedrons. First, let's have a review. Let's match the following net to its 3D figure and name each. So first, this net which has all triangles, and once we connect the edges of this, we can form this kind of figure. And this one is what we call triangular pyramid. The second one, which has a square in the middle, while the rest are all triangles, we can match it with this, in which the base is a square and still a pyramid. Therefore, this is a square pyramid. For the third one, this is similar to the last 3D figure here. We name it as triangular prism. For the fourth one, we have all squares, and once we connect the edges, we can form a cube. While for the last net, this is named as rectangular prism. So I hope at this point we are now more familiar with the different 3D figures. One of the applicable measurements that we can get from the 3D figure is what we call the volume. It is the amount of space enclosed by a space or solid figure, and it is measured in cubic units. To visualize volume, it is the number of cubes required to fill it completely like blocks in a box. For example, just like this. Simply count the total number of cubes here. We can have 3 times 3, 9, and since we have 3 layers times 3, that will be 27. The volume here is equal to 27 cubic units. For the rectangular prism, we have the base 4 times 2 layers, that is 16. There are 16 cubic units in this rectangular prism. Using this illustration, we can see the reason behind using the cubic units, because we are simply counting the number of cubes that can fill in the space inside the 3D figures. Or another way, multiply the dimension of the base times its height. Generally, the volume of a solid figure can be summarized by the formula V equals B times H, where B is the area of the base and H is the altitude or height. So let us derive the formula for the different solid figures. Using this figure, we can see that the base is a square, which has the area S squared, and the height of this cube is just the same with the measure of one of its edge. Therefore, we can summarize the volume as S cubed. The volume of a cube is equal to the cube of its edge. For the second one, we have a rectangular prism. The base here is a rectangle and has the area length times the width, and the height is still represented by letter H. Therefore, the volume of a rectangular prism is equal to length times the width times the height. For the cylinder, since the base of this is a circle, and we know that the area of a circle is equal to pi r squared, and we still need to multiply it with its height, the volume of this is equal to pi r squared times H. Okay? So just in case that you forget yung mga formula na to, always go back to this general formula. However, in other 3D figures, just like pyramid, cone, and sphere, some conditions must be applied first before using the general formula, area of the base times the height. So based on this illustration, we have a cube in which there is a square pyramid inside of it. And as we can see in this equality statement, we can conclude that 3 square pyramids are needed to fill in a cube with the same base edge. Or, the amount of space inside a square pyramid is just 1/3 of a cube. So with that, let's derive the formula for the square pyramid. Instead of just using this formula, we still need to put 1/3 here since this is now a pyramid. Therefore, we can have the area of the base, which is S squared, and the height divided by 3. So the volume of a square pyramid is equal to S squared times H divided by 3. Okay? Next, for the cone is inside this cylinder. They have the same base and the same height. We can also see that 3 cones are needed to fill in a cylinder with the same radius and altitude. Or another way of saying that is, the amount of space in a cone is just 1/3 of a cylinder. Therefore, for the volume of the cone, instead of using the volume of a cylinder equal to pi r squared h, we will simply get 1/3 of it. The volume of a cone is equal to pi r squared h divided by 3. And the last 3D figure that we have here is for a sphere, which is enclosed by a cylinder with the same diameter and the same height. We can see na yung isang sphere ay 2/3 lang ng cylinder. Therefore, a sphere can just fill in 2/3 of a cylinder with the same radius of its base and height equal to the diameter of the sphere. Instead of just using the general formula area of the base and height, just simply have it as 2/3 of this. Since kinumpare natin ito sa volume ng cylinder, which has the formula pi r squared h, in which the height of the cylinder is equal to the diameter or twice of the radius of the sphere, therefore, we can finalize that the volume of a sphere is equal to 2 times 2, 4 pi r cubed over 3. Okay? Here, we have derived the formula of a sphere coming from the volume of a cylinder, but we simply just get its 2/3, so that we can have the final formula of the sphere equal to 4 pi r cubed over 3. Now let us summarize the different formulas for the volume of these solid figures. Again, when we say volume, it is the amount of space enclosed by a solid figure, and this is measured in cubic units. We have the general formula equal to area of the base times the height. From this, we have derived the specific formula for the cube, which is equal to s cubed, where s is the edge of this cube. For rectangular prism, we simply just need to multiply all the dimensions, length times the width times the height. While for the cylinder, which has a circle base, we still need to multiply it to its height. That's why we have the formula pi r squared h, where r is the radius of the base and h is the altitude of this cylinder. For pyramid and cone, we put here 1/3 because they only occupy 1/3 of the prism or the cylinder. So here, this square pyramid, we still need to divide the area of the base and the height over 3. While for the cone, instead of just using the volume of a cylinder, we still get its 1/3. That's why we have over 3 here. And for the sphere, we have noticed that this is just 2/3 of a cylinder in which the height is just twice of its radius. So therefore, the formula for the volume of sphere is equal to 4 pi r cubed over 3. I hope you have understood how we have come up with the different formulas for the volume of solid figures. Now let us use the different formulas in finding the volume of each solid. For the first one, we have a rectangular prism, in which we can see here that we simply need to multiply all of its dimension. 12 times 14 times 6, and that will give us 1008. And let's not forget the unit of measurement, which is cubic units. Therefore, the volume of this rectangular prism is equal to 1008 cubic inches. For the cone, the formula is simply 1/3 of pi r squared h. The radius is 3 feet, while the height is 7 feet. Here, we can have 21 pi or 65.97 cubic feet. So this is the volume of this cone. For the cylinder, the formula is pi r squared h. In the figure, we can see that the base has a diameter 18 meters. We need to get first its radius, which is half of it, which is 9 meters. Using the formula, we can have pi times 9 squared times 12.14. This will give us 1004.4 pi or 3155.42 cubic meters. Okay? Let's have another example. Find the volume of a sphere with a diameter of 14 centimeters. In this formula, we can see that we need to know its radius. In the given, we have a diameter equal to 14 centimeters. Given that, the radius is just half of it. So we'll use r equal to 7 centimeters. 7 cubed is 343 times 4, that's 1372 pi over 3. So simplifying this, the final answer will be equal to 478.57 cubic centimeters. Okay? And the last example, the volume of a cube is 625 cubic centimeters. This time, let's find the measure of each edge. Using the formula s cubed, we need to get the value of each edge equal to s. So let's just substitute the given volume and find its cube root. To extract this, the cube root of 625 is 25 centimeters. So this is how we use the formula of a cube to find its edge. I hope that you have learned and understood how we have derived the different formulas for the volumes of solids. If you have learned something new, please like and subscribe in our channel to watch more succeeding videos. Thank you and God bless.